Yeah, it is a good morning this morning. You are damn right. In fact, I can't say it any better than Casemiro can.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello. Good morning, good morning. Hello.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Hello, everybody. Did you enjoy yesterday? Think I did. This is going to be probably the most definitely one of the most enjoyable live shows we will ever have here on United People's TV, because we have just witnessed a classic. We have just witnessed an instant, not just an FA Cup classic, but a Manchester United classic. A 4-3 win over Liverpool, a 120th minute winner from Diallo, coming from behind twice. Can't remember how the game went now. How do those players sleep after that last night? Can somebody please explain to me how they sleep? Because I didn't much. Look, can I just say, by the way, before the show's even started, there's 50 gifted memberships. Today, I don't know what I'm going to do here on this show, but that is legitimately the most I've ever had to prep before a show. I've got like 45 windows open here. I've got so many videos that we are going to run through. So much reaction from inside Old Trafford. So much to talk about. So many players to talk about. I would say, look, I hope it's a pivotal moment for Erik Ten Hag, because it certainly feels like one of the biggest. Let's run through everything I possibly can. You can fire in your questions. I'm sure you're going to have plenty. And we go down here and see who's here from the member gang. And I said the member gang is an absolute green army down there, man. Jeez. I love you guys. And I love United. And that is why you love United, because games like that still exist. You know, as bad as it feels like we've been, that is still there. It's magical. Jordan, you're still on the sesh. Good morning to you. Hansi, Ricky, we've got Daddy Brooks, Watto, Alex, you're there. Carl, you're there. Josh and Ant. P Savage, depriving the Scousers of 2 games of Klopp. Man, there's so much to enjoy from yesterday. I honestly don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. It's going to be the most enjoyable show we've had in so long. Who's here on Facebook? Carl Oliver, good morning to you. Musa, Brooklyn. Honestly, for the fact that everybody, I threw in 10 memberships. JC, you thrown in 10. Pyro, you thrown in 5. Mainoo, you thrown in 10. Stu and Alex, all together, we've just gifted 50 together. Legends of the game. I think what I'll do today is I'll save the gongs for a little bit later in the show, because I really want to get into this. It's just going to be such an enjoyable show, because that game yesterday there was the definition of everything that is good and bad about Manchester United at the moment. The bad out of possession shape and all that. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care about the analytics or the XG or the tactics or who was playing where or the formation or the subs or anything that went all right or wrong. It's just I got so sucked into that game and sucked into that moment from Ahmad and that performance from United in extra time. The game had absolutely everything, man. It was cinema. And it was a good film. It wasn't a crap film. There is so many things I want to run through here, man. This is going to be such a fun show. Just look at this. Look at the smile on Erik Ten Hag's face. He was absolutely every one of us, wasn't he? Every single one of us. And anybody who was privileged enough to be there at Old Trafford yesterday, I hope you got bruised shins and I hope you enjoyed it, because that's a game that no one's ever going to forget when they were there. Alex, you're saying quality aside, everyone played for the badge. I'm going to be speaking about that in a little bit for sure, man. The crown, you're saying the look on Klopp's face is priceless. I'm going to be looking through that as well. There's so many videos I want to run through here, people. It's going to be by far and away the best show, most enjoyable one. Look at this one, right? Shot from the other end. I might get shut down for copyright. I really hope I don't. Don't be rude, FA Cup. It's not as harsh as the Premier League or the Champions League. But look at this bad boy. And listen to this bad boy. Listen to Old Trafford. magnificent. You want more? Yeah, we've got more. Don't you worry about that. We've got more. How about the other end? Hop, going in. Top of the straight. Just tastes wonderful. You want more? Okay, all right. You want more? Look at this, man. That little lad there. Absolutely every single one of us. Goosebumps on goosebumps. It's just... We've had a lot of... I don't know how to really summarize it. Ups and downs and peaks and troughs and false dawns and struggles and this and that and questions about tactical. When you strip football right back down to the basics, that's what yesterday was. It was unadulterated chaos. We have Maguire playing centre forward. We had Bruno playing centre back on one leg. We had Antony playing left back. You're thinking, mate, what is going on? It was chaos. And it worked. And that right there yesterday was the definition of what all of us keep arguing. All of us keep shouting. Akash, you gifted 10 memberships there. Thank you very much, dude. Legend. I can bring the gongs out. I don't want to bring the 50 gong out because I think he might interrupt the show a bit.
I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Fergie's right. Football, bloody hell. And yesterday, as I said, was a definition of that because none of it matters when you win like that against your rivals. And in games like that, it isn't just about the quality of an 11. It isn't just about what formation you're playing. There is more to it. And Erik Ten Hag deserves a ton of praise for getting these players to play like that in that game there, right? This is so true, right? This is what we wanted. I think, honestly, I think we saw that against City in the first half away. Everybody knew where they were supposed to be. And from a tactical perspective, it worked. But the quality just shone through against City in the second half, and we couldn't do anything against it. But yesterday was proper kitchen sink football, right? Yesterday, as I said, Maguire was centre forward. Antony was left back. Bruno had half a hamstring as centre back. Eriksen was kind of operating as a bit of a centre back. Yeah, I had no idea who was where. I had no idea where anybody was supposed to be. And I don't particularly think the players did either. But it worked because they wanted it to. There's that extra X factor, that extra drive that takes you over the line in games like this. And that's an energy that United have missed for so long. You know, that game against, what was it? Was it Arsenal or the FA Cup? When we ended up starting the game, I think, with like six defenders on the pitch, 6-7 defenders on the pitch. It was like Raphael playing in midfield with Fabio and some Magnus and like John O'Shea was in there. I still don't know what the team was. But it's like that team had no right. But they were more than a sum of their parts because of the approach that they had in the game. And that's what that was yesterday. And you know what was class as well? Actually, it wasn't class yesterday. It never, ever gets mentioned. It never gets talked about how horrendous this bloke is when he loses a game of football.
I'm really disappointed about that question, but you thought obviously it's good.
So too many games, so...
Oh, I don't think that. Ah, come on. You are obviously not in a great shape, and I have no nerves for you.
He's so insufferable when Liverpool lose. It is insane. And no one ever speaks about it. No one ever mentions it. As great a manager as he is, every time the mask slips, you go, well, there you are. There you are. No one ever talks about it enough. But I enjoyed seeing it. Make sure you don't close the door on the way out, my friend. Whoop! You want more? Oh, we got more. We have got so much more this morning. I swear. Give me a bit of this. I haven't seen... Oh, one sec. I haven't seen Erik Ten Hag smiling like this for a long, long time, man. And it feels good. Is it a complete redemption? No, it's not. Is it a game that really has the ability to have an impact going forward? It absolutely is. And I said this to all of you going into the game about why I thought it was such a big game of football. I said that this is the sort of game where if you can get the right, my God, we got the right result. It wasn't a complete, from a tactical perspective, it wasn't anywhere near a complete performance. But from what you want as a fan going into the game against Liverpool, when they are going towards Klopp's long romantic goodbye and they've been steaming through teams and they seem unstoppable, to go and do that to them in that fashion, in that manner, with a last-minute winner, feels like an adrenaline shot right to the heart. That's what that game feels like to me. And I hope I'm proven correct. And look, this is going to be an international break where we can just enjoy it now. And we can come back in after it. Who have we got? Brentford? I think it's Brentford first. Is it Brentford? I think we've got Brentford, then Chelsea away. And I think we've got Liverpool again. And by the way, Martinez will be back in the team then. Mason Mount will be fully fit to play in that team as well. And I do worry about that, by the way. I hope that Bruno pulls out of international duty with injury. McTominay, because both of them ran themselves into the ground. This is going to be a long show this morning, all right? 15 minutes in, and there are so many players I need to speak about. There's a couple of super chats. Let me read these out before I go in. There's so much more to talk about. Jibak, you're saying, considering the number of L's Klopp has taken in his career, it's a wonder he can't handle disappointment and defeats better than he does. It's a very extremely sore loser. I mean, you have to be gracious in victory as well as defeat, and I don't think that's something that Jurgen Klopp is. Akash, you're going bold here. You're saying only Bellingham is better than Cobby. Absolutely sensational performance from him yesterday. Let's not waste this and this damn cup. We've got Coventry in the semi, which, of course, out of the three games we could have picked, is the easier draw, but far from an easy game. You know how United have been. Banana skins have been our downfall, as have playing top quality teams. It's a game that United should be winning. And I'll be honest, Chelsea are giving City some serious trouble and problems this season. So I wouldn't say that's a foregone conclusion. But you know what, right? I'm going to pull this picture up. Connor, right? Mate of mine from football. Went up to Anfield with him and his dad there. And he went to the game yesterday with him and his dad. And that sort of win yesterday, it kind of just reminds you why you love football. That explosion at Old Trafford, right? Let's get that video up again. This. That explosion you get with moments like that and the memories it can create. I'm going to be doing a little video on this later this week. That's what I love about football. I mean, as much time as I spend talking about the need for a mobile number 6 and number 8 midfielder and the tactical problems and the high press and the low defensive block, and it's we get bogged down into the details. But when you strip it back, and the memories that moments like that can create, that's why we love football. And I want more of it. And I really am delighted for Erik Ten Hag. I am still supporting Erik Ten Hag, and I will continue to support Erik Ten Hag until I can't support Erik Ten Hag anymore. I know that there are deep tactical flaws of Erik Ten Hag, right? No doubt. There's been a problem all season of us just having too much space in the middle of the park. Yes, that should have been spotted. And it kind of feels like Erik Ten Hag is happy for United to play that way right now. But I don't care. That I've watched the end of, and I'm gonna explain this in my lunchtime video today as well. I've seen the end of Van Gaal. I've seen the end of Mourinho. I've seen the end of Solskjaer, of Radnick, of all these managers. Erik Ten Hag is nowhere near that. Not in terms of the player's application. That doesn't happen yesterday. If these players aren't willing to fight for their manager. There's more left in this tank. Last season, from February onwards, after the League Cup final, Manchester United went downhill. There is an opportunity for this season to be the reverse. For Man United from February onwards to end up going upwards, to go uphill. Trajectory in a different direction. And if that game can't be the game that makes that happen, then there won't ever be a game that makes that happen. Let's speak about individuals, right? I apologize if I haven't read too many of your comments out down here. It's because I've got about 50 windows open today. There is so much to talk about. But how can you not talk about that man? How can you not talk about Amad Diallo, a player who has had to patiently, very, very patiently wait in the wings for his opportunity, and he took it. My, did he take it? Is that the best red card of all time? I mean, probably. Kind of feel sorry for him. He said that he forgot that he had a yellow card when he took his shirt off in celebration. But Amad deserves all the praise. And you know what's crazy as well? Is he was fasting. Imagine having the energy. I suppose he did come on in the 85th minute, so it's slightly different, but still having the energy and drive to do that in the 120th minute. I saw a tweet from someone yesterday saying, look, well, Amad's now suspended for the game against Brentford, but just get him just sitting on a throne on the side of the pitch, draped, put his foot, just let him sit there and just enjoy the moment. Because that was a moment now, that's iconic. That game, that goal, that result will be talked about years and years down the line. History, that win. Is that the best FA Cup win against Liverpool? You'd probably go for the one in 99. I mean, it's right up there in one of the best memories that I remember at Old Trafford against Liverpool. I'm going to go down and I'm going to start reading some of your comments out now about the players. If you can, ladies and gents, drop a like on the video, because look, if you're ever going to drop a like on a video, you're definitely doing it on this one. Tizzy's just saying Amad looks really good. I hope he gets more minutes now. I reckon. I mean, the way that I'm looking at these attackers, I think if I'm looking at spending money, I'm probably looking towards signing a backup to Højlund first. I kind of chop and change between, I'll be completely honest. I actually think the majority of our focus and money should be going towards the defence this summer. That's a kind of a conversation for further down the line. But Amad doing that, man. It was a tough finish, Akas. It wasn't the best of passes from Garnacho, for being completely honest. He left it kind of behind him a little bit. So the touch to take it into the space, I think it was Conor Bradley up against him. And also, by the way, not sure if you noticed it during the game, but this. Amad Diallo actually won the ball back both times. Got his foot in the way when it deflected to McTominay for Rashford's goal, and obviously won the ball back and sprint down the pitch and scored the fourth. Superb from Amad. And when you get a game like that yesterday, and this is why it took me so long to prepare this show, right? When you get a game like that yesterday, because it's a team game and a team performance, there are so many players that I need to speak about today. There are so many players that I think deserve spotlight. And that's what happens when you have a full team performance. Shax, your ledge, gifted 5 memberships down there. Thank you so much. Because this man here, right? Garnacho. I mean, what can you say about Garnacho? I suppose that hasn't really already been said this season. He's 19. I think that's his now 27th. I'm guessing, I think it's 27th, 28th consecutive start for Manchester United this season. And look, Garnacho started that game, and Garnacho did this in the 120th minute. Right? How is this for energy? so much drive from Garnacho in that game. And he tweets this after. I love this football club. Now, I know I'm going to get my heart broken at some point down the line. Right? I know. Right? The Madrid conversation will exist about Garnacho in a few years' time. But you know what? I'm just going to enjoy watching him as long as I can in a Manchester United shirt. And I hope he builds such a connection with Manchester United that he just doesn't want to leave. Because the development of Garnacho this season has been magnificent. I don't think there's any other way you can describe it. When he was in the FA Youth Cup team, he was the big fish in a small pond. If you watched him that whole season, he was just a player who made things happen on his own because he was way above that level. FA Youth Cup, when he came on in the final, he scored both, didn't he? Just give me the ball. Just give me the ball. He's just the thing that's really, really developed in him is he's always had match-winning ability, but he really is showing he's such a team player. I think that's probably, in my opinion, the biggest mark of development for him. Is like he's tracking back. He's relentless. His fitness levels up there. Probably Garnacho and Diallo. Are they? It feels like they're kind of like some of the only players who have managed to avoid injury this season so far. Touch wood. But it's just Garnacho is it's out of this world. Out of this world. I really hope, by the way, that we get a massive today. I hope we get an announcement that Bruno's not going on international break. McTominay, Garnacho. Protect these players. United need to step in and protect these players. Of course, a lot of these players will want to go away and play on international duty. Now, there's a player who's not going to be playing on international duty, but absolutely should be. That's Garnacho. 1 second there. Why is that not updated? No, don't do that. What's going on here? That's strange. That's a bit weird. 1 second there. My monitor's now not updating. Don't do it on today's show. That's now stuck on the old one. Let's have a quick look. 1 second here, ladies and gents. I need to get this fixed. Is that there? One second here. Little switcheroo. Yeah, we fixed it. Come on. No, if I restarted this, Jordan, it would have closed the whole stream. But I think I've managed to fix that there. 1 second there. Live and direct. Don't say you can't. Now, how's that for technical ability? Speaking of technical ability. Scouse Gremlins indeed. Kobbie Mainoo, people. Right? Kobbie Mainoo. My. It's how do you sum up that performance yesterday without going into mega hyperbole? Because it's just, you watch him and you're like, how on earth are you 18 years old? We've been so, the thing that makes it stand out so much more, right, for United fans, is the fact that we have just not had a player like him have that sort of composure and quality on the ball in midfield for so long. That's why he stands out for us, right? Ian Wright, speaking about Kobbie, after the game, said this, and he's spot on.
How's Kobbie Mainoo not in that squad?
Oh, you're not going to do the other, okay?
Right. How's Kobbie Mainoo not in that squad? Come on, man. Come on. You know, man was immense today. God.
Immense, magnificent, way above his age. And you know what I was thinking? I've been saying, and I still stand by what I said here. I've been saying that Manchester United need to create a midfield which allows Bruno Fernandes to just operate in his best position. And that is in the number 10 role, just creating at will. But Kobbie Mainoo is a player that you build your midfield around, isn't he? Yesterday we saw like it's night and day with Casemiro. And this isn't any sort of negative agenda, which is some people are going to try and throw at me, but it's when you watch a player like Mainoo do that, and then you compare it to what Casemiro does in those same situations, it's just that is what allows you to play against the best teams in the world. Having a player who has the confidence to squeeze through small gaps with the ball at his feet, to carry it forward, to progress it up the pitch 5-10 metres, it makes the world of difference. Diogo Dalot was very good at that yesterday. He has been very good at that all season as well. Kind of turning through the press, left foot, right foot. That's what happens when you have technical quality. That's what happens when you are just full of confidence and belief. That's what happens when you're Kobbie Mainoo. An absolute superstar in the making. And when you think that we've got like Mainoo is that good that I think all our plans going forward from a midfield perspective, we have to sign the profiles that complement Kobbie Mainoo. Find, in my opinion, an athletic, ball-winning, but also technical midfield monster to play alongside him. I don't want Kobbie Mainoo to be just on his own receiving the ball from the defence. He's better than that. You saw how good he was towards the edge of Liverpool's box, dancing in between Liverpool players, dancing through their midfield. But he's also very good at receiving the ball from the opposition, from the defence, and bringing it forward. So you need to find somebody who does that. A little bit of both. Not quite as good as Kobbie, but somebody who can be the protector behind him that allows Kobbie to bring it forward. People, some of the comments there mentioned João Neves. Now, he's incredible, but from a physicality perspective, am I looking at Kobbie Mainoo and João Neves and thinking that they can compete at the very top? I'd question that right now. I honestly would. I might be completely wrong on that one. That's just an instinct of what I think. But Kobbie Mainoo is just such a good footballer. And it's just the composure and the calmness that he's just There was one little sort of skill, if you want to call it. I can't remember what two players he was, but there was a gap of about 1.5 meters between two Liverpool players, and it's kind of like he feints one way, but just knocks it through the other. So there's just like that, just a shift in body weight and direction that creates a half yard of space. That's what the best players do. They make the difficult things look easy, and that's what Kobbie Mainoo does, man. And this is his breakthrough season. All right, he's 18. 18. Imagine what he could be like in 2 years' time. 2 years worth of development, playing Premier League football for Manchester United, and Kobbie Mainoo would then be 20. And if he's this good at 18, where could he be in 2 years' time, man? That's a player you build your midfield around. Højlund going forward, that's a player I think attacking-wise you build your attack around. Now in defence, I don't know if there are players I would, but there's a lot that needs to happen in defence. Let's be completely honest. But Kobbie Mainoo, man, incredible performance yesterday. I'm going to read some of your comments out about him down here. Jordan is saying, I hope he doesn't get burnt out. I don't think he is. But, and again, that's something that Erik Ten Hag, I think, has been doing very well. Even yesterday, took Kobbie Mainoo off, when a lot of people probably wouldn't have wanted him to go off. I think he's been managed very, very well. And again, nobody really wants to speak about it. And nobody really wants to praise Erik Ten Hag. It's like it's all just negative. Well, let's see the reaction in the wider press today, because they are so quick to jump on him when he gets things wrong. How quick will they be to praise him? Spoiler alert, not very quick. Brooklyn saying we want to hear what Ten Hag told him in the Carabao Cup final. Whatever he told him. It absolutely worked. But this is what I mean about that game yesterday, right? Like to a man, you could easily have pulled out and had an argument for like 3 or 4 man of the match nominations, in my opinion. Diogo Dalot, hands in the air. Anybody else jump a little bit too soon on an opinion on Diogo Dalot? Yep, guilty party here. Let's put 2 hands in the air. Right? Diogo Dalot was just fantastic. Diogo Dalot all season has been in a season of chaos, inconsistency as a team. Happy 25th birthday, by the way, to Diogo Dalot. Just what I was saying there about Mainoo, that player who's able to receive the ball and just dance between two players. Now, Diogo Dalot does not have that technical quality, but he does have the self-confidence to turn on the ball in defence, to put it on his left foot, to ping a cross-field ball, to beat the first press, to knock it long with his right foot. And from an athletic perspective, he's right up there. He is a physical specimen, a genuine athlete. Hashtag athlete. I've got a lot of time for Diogo Dalot, man. And remember last season when we were at our peak, him there with the chest pumps with Martinez, he absolutely thrived in it. He loved it. It was almost like a cheerleader on the pitch. And that's exactly what he did yesterday. Is this the right one? Yeah, look at this. Look at this video here of Diogo Dalot after the game. Man, dude absolutely loves it. He loves it. And I remember in the first preseason of Erik Ten Hag, when Diogo Dalot came out and he said something that I've always thought, and it stuck me because I'm pretty sure he was the first person to say it. Well, first player to say it. He said, we have the opportunity. We as players could be the players to take Manchester United back to the top. And I've always thought that has to be an energy that drives these players. And I think that was an energy that drove these players yesterday. We can be the team that just pops the balloon for Liverpool, pops the balloon for Klopp. And they popped it. They absolutely popped it. And Diogo Dalot, as I said, happy birthday to him. Jesse on Facebook, you're saying he's a captain in the making. He really, really has been impressive this season. I didn't think he was going to develop in the way that he has developed. If we're being honest, we're going back to what Diogo Dalot was at the start. I think a lot of us felt that he had something going forward, but we were like, defensively, he just switches off too much at the back post. Positionally, he's not quite there. Man, is he improved. And he plays the inverted fullback role, I think, better than anybody does. I think Erik Ten Hag absolutely loves Diogo Dalot. And you know the thing that I said yesterday going into the game that was going to be important, and we knew it was going to be important, right? I wasn't going to speak about him until later, but I'll speak about him now. Let's move this earlier in the show. 1 second there. Just got to rearrange my screens. Man, if you knew how many blade tabs I've got open. I don't know how my computer's not crashing, by the way. Should be. It's ridiculous. See that one there? Right. There you go. Quick rearrange because we need to speak about the other fullback. All right. Erik Ten Hag spoke about Aaron Wan-Bissaka after the game. I think he called him Azza, and I was like, who the hell's Azza? I figured out. I'm pretty sure it was Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I thought managers loved doing that. I remember Solskjaer used to do it. Just love calling footballers nicknames. Anyway, this must be what coaches do. Wan-Bissaka was fantastic. I was so annoyed when Salah scored because he had just absolutely sat in his pocket because it was kind of like one of those man-marking jobbies, wasn't it? You know, when Ander Herrera went on Eden Hazard. Wan-Bissaka was marking Salah so tightly that the only way that he managed to do him towards the end was when he dragged him out wide, and that's what created the space for Quansah that went through, and I think that's when McAllister scored the first goal. Then the second one was just ridiculous. The second one was just... that 5-minute switch off was just so peak United. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka yesterday, what was that? His first game in how long? 2 months? I don't think that he was 100% fully fit. I think Erik Ten Hag said he wasn't. I think Johnny Evans was supposed to play in the game, and he got pulled out the day before. So that switched. And then, well, of course, Lindelof started there. Wan-Bissaka was somebody who I personally said I would keep Wan-Bissaka and move Diogo Dalot on. If I not as in like push him out of the club, but I'd be like, if I was going to upgrade one, then I'd be like, well, I think Wan-Bissaka is a very good technical specialist, and if you want him to do a job, I think he is one of the best in the world at it. Ross, you're saying keep him in the squad. He won't cause a fuss if he doesn't start. And when you see abilities like that in certain games, you go, well, Yeah, you probably would. I don't know whether Wan-Bissaka would be happy because we are going to sign a left back this summer. It's guaranteed. With all the injuries to Shaw and Malassi, that it's done. Maybe that's the only one we need to sign. And maybe we do just keep Diallo and Wan-Bissaka as... This opinion, I know, changes and shifts all season long from me on whether or not we need a new right back. But it felt really good to see two fullbacks put into really solid performances. He doesn't offer as much as Diallo going forward, but he's, again, significantly better and improving. Ibuka, over 3,000 watching. Hell yeah, man. It's just... Welcome in. Welcome to United People's TV. If you're new in town, please do consider subscribing because I've got some cracking content coming out in these next 2 weeks. I would like to say that I've been really proud of the content that's gone out on United People's TV over the last few weeks and the videos that you're responding to. The Neville video that went out, I love that one. It's one of my favourite, and you're really, really going to like a video that comes out on Thursday, and some more deep dives are coming. But Wan-Bissaka deserves his praise, man. Deserves some serious stripes. And so do a couple more players. As I said, this is what it is. When you get a game like that, a performance like that, a team performance like that, there are so many people that you need to speak about. And Scott McTominay, right? Scott McTominay. Look at this video, all right? Look at this video. This is at full time. Look at Scott McTominay's mouth, by the way, to the Liverpool fans. Flipping the bird. Scott McTominay yesterday was an absolute... He played like a Manchester United academy player who knew they were playing Liverpool in a game that had magnitude. That's how Scott McTominay played yesterday. I mean, how many goals he got this year? I think he's got like 9 goals and 3 assists this season. And right to the very end, the goal that he scored at the start, the assist for Marcus Rashford for the equaliser. I said it at the start of the season, and I've said it all season long. I would not be in a rush to force or sell Scott McTominay. If a big comes in, and it's what Scott McTominay wants, then I think he would deserve to start week in, week out for another club. But I also think he loves being a Manchester United player. I also think he would love to be part of this team going forward. And Scott McTominay, in my opinion, is and always has been an excellent squad player at Manchester United. I still don't think he should be starting every single week. But in that game yesterday, without him, we probably don't win. You could say that about a lot of the players. It's just everybody worked collectively together. That's what a team does. A team is a bunch of great individuals who all work together at the same time, and that's how you get to the top. Themendra, you're saying he's a warrior. McTerminator down there, that's what he's being called. It was just a supreme performance, man. Overall, over the course of 120 minutes, there would have been a lot of players who, when they pulled up with the cramp that he pulled up with, just went down and went off. And you can't have a go at a player for doing that at all, man. I can't imagine how physically exhausting it is to play in a game like that. But Scott McTominay didn't. He got up, he hobbled off, rubbed his leg down, and carried on right to the bitter end. And that's what got United over the line yesterday. Yesterday wasn't about, and this is what I mean, yesterday stripped the game back to its basics. It wasn't about the 4-3-3 attacking setup. It wasn't about the XG. It wasn't about the beating the press or the inverted fullbacks. It was far simpler. It was just beating your rivals. It was a performance where the reason that we won was because everybody fought for it. And we wouldn't have won yesterday without that approach. Yesterday was a testament to the importance of mentality in a good team. That's what yesterday was. Thrown everything at them. And look, and again, this is a player that I've seen criticised heavily, well, by myself as well, and I think fairly, right? But deserves some serious praise from yesterday, man. Antony, I'm sure there was a lot of you when Antony came on And you were fuming. You were pissed. You were like, oh my God, I can't believe he's not bringing Ahmad. Did he bring Ahmad on at the same time? I think he brought on Ahmad slightly after. I can't remember. I think Ahmad was after. But Antony came on. And it was Antony and Maguire. I think it was. Dude. Fair play, Antony, man. I don't think there's anybody that I've criticised more than him this season. I don't think so, anyway. I mean, Alex, you're saying it down there. You're like, of all the times to show United fans you've actually got a right foot, you choose the 87th minute to make it 2-2 against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarterfinal. Like, fair play. Like, you chose your moment. And that was a serious moment for him. And it's not just that I'm praising him for. It's this, right? And this is what I mean about why Manchester United won yesterday. There was a video going around. I don't actually know if it's at that moment in time, but it was a video going around of, I think, Antony being told that he was going to be playing left back. And he's like, what do you mean? Nah, that's wrong. Erik, is that definitely right? And he just looked a bit confused and a bit disappointed, really. Of course, because he's not a left back. Tell you, like, Roberto Carlos didn't grow up as a kid and wanted to be a left back for Brazil. It's just there were so many bloody good attackers. He was like, well, I'll just be a left back then. Left backs are left wingers that can't make it. Not all the time, but Brazilians. That's what I think. But Antony yesterday playing at left back, magnificent. Not that he was the best left back in the world, but he did a job for his team. Everybody did a job for their team. And Antony is somebody who I said has been criticised by myself and loads of people very, very harshly. But he's earned some stripes there yesterday. Now, is that enough for an 80-odd million pound winger to be scoring 2 goals in a season for Manchester United on the 18th of March in the FA Cup against Newport and Liverpool? No, it's not. But it could be the start of something different. And that's up to Antony, really. If Antony uses that game, that moment, that goal there, as a momentum shifter, and coming back against Brentford now, gets another goal against Chelsea, bags 2 against Liverpool in the league, then the narrative about Antony can change and switch. And that's completely up to him to make the most of those opportunities, because that's what he did yesterday. That's what Ahmad did yesterday. That's what everybody did. They used that game to their advantage. Pratosaurus Rex is saying United ended Liverpool's squad with 4 goals. Antony answered his spinning critics with a spinning goal. Yesterday was perfect. I always found that a bit weird, man. Everyone just focuses on that. Can I just show you this video? This might actually, I'm trying to think of my favourite video from yesterday. This is probably right up there with it. This is a United fan celebrating at the dugout at full time. One more time. One more time. One more time. This is what rivalries are about, man. You've got to take it when you have to be able to take the digs when you get it, man. And we have been humiliated by this lot. So just enjoy it when you have some ammunition to return a couple of swings, return a couple of jabs, man. It's part and parcel of football. If you cannot take it, do not give it. But when you can give it, give it good. That's what it is. And we checked if Mo Salah's all right. Poor lad. Poor lad. Go and ask his manager. See how he's doing. But Antony, fair play to him. And look, I have, all season long, always found criticism of Bruno Fernandes confusing. I really have. I understand his shortfalls as a captain, as a player, right? But there are so many, like I'm talking 10 plus players probably I'd move on. There are so many players and so many other problems at our club that I would prioritise ahead of Bruno Fernandes. And yesterday, again, I saw it in the comments earlier. Oh, Bruno was awful. Bruno was this. Bruno was that. Bruno played with half a hamstring for like 40 minutes at centre-back in a game where Manchester United came from 3-2 down in extra time against Liverpool to win 4-3 with 2 goals in the last 8 minutes in a game where he was playing as I don't even know what the formation was yesterday. All right, I think it was Bruno, Maguire, Diallo, and Antony as the back four, but Maguire he was bloody centre forward. I don't know what it was, but I swear on my life, as I've written there, if this entire squad had the same commitment levels as Bruno Fernandes does, every single game, we would not be in the position we are in. And that's what that game was yesterday. That game was a testament to the mentality. And Bruno Fernandes is the definition of that, man. Again, just like Scott McTominay, he's injured. You know he's injured. He could and probably should really go down to protect himself. I hope he doesn't get a serious injury. Bruno's got some mad fitness record. Him, Garnacho and Diallo looking like the real athletes in this team. But Bruno, man, love Bruno. I really do. It's I think I can safely say now that Bruno's emotions will kind of always get the better of him. I think if he was going to develop that sort of control of those emotions, I think we probably would have seen it by now. And I think that's going to be a pitfall of his captaincy. And that's the honest truth, because when I've written it there, like I think Bruno got a yellow card for dissent yesterday. I think he could have been done for dissent twice yesterday. And I think he's actually got more yellow cards for dissent than anybody this season. So a lot of the times that emotional overspill, if you want to call it that, kind of works against him. And I wish he was able to get in control of that, but I don't think he will at this point in time. But I love the bloke, man. I really do. And once we've got a midfielder to complement Kobe and Bruno, this midfield will really click, man. This midfield will really click. And I love Bruno. I know he's got pitfalls, man. For sure he's got pitfalls, but I will always defend him. I really will. Look at this photo, man. Look at this photo from yesterday. Kobe, Ahmad, Garnacho, and Cambuala. How's that? 18. How old's Ahmad? Is he 21? I think he's 21. I mean, he looks about 15. Yeah, he's 21. Cambuala, I think, is 19 now. No, not Cambuala. Cambuala. He's 19. And Garnacho's 19. How's that for a little sort of glimpse into what could be? Cambuala, honestly, I'm not just saying this as a hype thing. I think he would have broken through into Manchester United's first team environment significantly earlier. Like, he's missed like 18 months through injury. Imagine that. Like, you're 19 years old and you've missed like a year and a half through injury. That is a serious injury. But you're at that age, hopefully, where your body can fully recover. Cambuala would have been in the first team environment maybe a season earlier. And Garnacho has just developed into an absolute star. It kind of feels like Kobe's always been a star. That's the difference in the breakthroughs. And I don't mean that, I honestly don't mean this in any way, shape or form as a slight against Garnacho. But just I suppose it's different personalities, in fact. Just different types of players. But Kobe's just plays like, I don't know. He plays like he's already done it. Vicky, of course, not forgetting Hoyland. There's a lot of exciting youth in this squad. And youth is what will drive you forward. In any business in the world, you will stagnate in any environment. Music, film, sport, TV, anything. You will stagnate if you don't embrace the youth. The youth will always have that energy to drive it forward because it's their turn. It's their opportunity. They want to write their own stories. It's exciting, man. Thank you, Tizzy. Yeah, I enjoyed that video on the Academy. I hope you all did too. The video I've got coming out, I'm hopefully going to have another sort of short mini doc on Thursday. kind of explaining what I've explained in this video here, and I suppose what I'll explain in a little bit more detail in a lunchtime video too. Just that game yesterday was just, it just kind of stripped football back to what we all really, truly love. And look, yesterday as well, like Marcus Rashford is, he's having a pretty woeful season overall by his own standards that he set last season. And when that ball went from Christian Eriksen over the top and it was the last kick of the game, obviously, I actually haven't looked at the replays yet. Can somebody let me know in the comments, type yes or no if you've seen it. Was that offside? Have they shown it was offside? Because it kind of looks like it was offside when I watched it back once. But Rashford pulled it wide and it felt like, it had to be Rashford. It felt like quite a lot of you saying no, it wasn't offside. Well, now some of you saying, yeah, it is offside. Okay, well, that's good. Brilliant. So no one has any idea. But Rashford in that extra time period was fantastic. Even as an isolated striker, he was pressing. He played that game yesterday like a fan of Manchester United, especially in extra time. And he got that equaliser. Great finish. Really good from McTominay too. Well done to Marcus Rashford. And this is what I mean, right? This is what I mean when I've just had conversations there about Diogo Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, Antony, Garnacho, Mainoo, Rashford, Bruno. That's 8 outfield players. And you could mention every single one of them, right? You could mention every single one of them. And that's what a game like yesterday can do. Now, I want to ask you in the comments here. What do you think the impact of that game will be on the rest of the season going forward? That's the $1 million question, all right? Because in isolation, winning an FA Cup quarter-final isn't going to change the season. But what impact do you think that will have on those players, on Erik Ten Hag, in this run-in? Because there is no better way to enter the run-in. Of course, Maguire yesterday coming on, Maguire was pretty damn good. Going forward, winning, it's just, even had a shot there. I think he took Kelleher's hands off. The best farewell the United could have given Klopp, says John. Well, that's only one half of the farewell, by the way. There's another half coming up soon as well. And I think we'll probably know what the impact of this will be very, very quickly. Because by the time we play Liverpool, we'll kind of know whether we're in with a chance or whether we're out. Because we've got Brentford, Chelsea away, and then Liverpool at home. By the end of that, we will know whether we're in it or not. Way before Tottenham end up playing Arsenal, City and Liverpool in the space of 3 weeks. I mean, overall, it was a cracking weekend, really, wasn't it? Spurs got dismantled by Fulham. Villa dropped 2 points to West Ham. Game in hand is against Sheffield United. I don't know when that's going to go now. Have we got game in hand? I think we do. I'm going to read some of your comments out here about what you think the impact will be. Alex is saying, I hope they'll push on from this. They've shown that hard work will pay off. Very little, if I'm afraid. It says, and you're saying, if it hadn't become before an international break, it would have been massive. Mate, dude, the way that we played yesterday, the fact that we played 120 minutes, the fact that everybody looked absolutely shagged. I think if there was a game this week, we would just be dropping like flies. I think the international break is perfectly timed. These players can stew on this. Bottle that feeling. Of course, that feeling is going to be it will disappear somewhat for the fact that there's 2 weeks until Brentford. But I think the international break is actually good for us. We need the break. I hope there's going to be quite a few players dropping out with injury concerns. They need to look after themselves. LBN saying, I hope that this will give Ten Hag the confidence in making changes and chances in the system, so we don't have to play the same system every time. He went screw it, right? 3-2 down. I'd rather lose 4-2 than canter to a 3-2 defeat. Threw caution to the wind, and it was a bold move from Erik Ten Hag that could have easily blown up in his face spectacularly. But it didn't. It worked. And we wouldn't have got that win in extra time had it not been for those changes. I really felt that when Rashford missed, I thought, that's probably the chance for us to win the game gone. That's kind of what I felt. I was completely and utterly wrong. Impact is positive. Negatives are going into an international break, says Saeed. Another one down there. When will Martinez come back? He'll be after the international break. Ten Hag's comments on Spurs were brilliant. Well, it's good, mate. It's good points dropped, man. It's good points dropped. Oh, look, we had what? That's got to be a record. We've hit 1,000 likes during a live stream. That's a new record for us. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to give some memberships down there. Why not? There's going to be plenty of you that are joining in now for the first time. You go, why is everyone gifting memberships? Welcome to the United People's TV community. The single best Manchester United community in the world. All right. Now that I was going to do the arms yesterday, I apologize, I couldn't do that. I'm still not sleeping very well. But after the international break, I'm going to be back with a bang. I'm going to have the cast off by that point. We're going to be really back to normal, and we are really just going to be enjoying, hopefully, the end of this season. There's so much more that needs to be done, right? But when you see moments like this, all right, does it all really matter? Because I'm really not sure it does. I'm really not sure it does. Look at that. Another 10 gifted memberships down there from Sam and from... There's another new name there. Who's that?
I can't believe it.
Antony.
I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Football bloody hell indeed yesterday. Amad Diallo, take a bow. Erik Ten Hag, you got it right. In the end. Chaos, but wonderful chaos. I've written it down there. It was his biggest moment yet. Will it make a big difference? We're going to find out. Tom, you just gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That really was probably one of my favourite shows ever. We even had a technical glitch and managed to get past it. But as Casemiro said at the start of the video... Good morning. Good morning indeed. You're definitely going to want to watch the lunchtime video. I'm really going to enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the show. That's wicked. I thought that was one of the best shows we've ever done. Being able to pull all the videos together and all the reaction in one place. That's what a show should be. I enjoyed that. Much love, everybody.